Welcome to Booked, Busy, and Building, the podcast for dreamers, doers, and everyday people making it happen. Whether you're building a business, a mindset, or a better version of yourself, this is your space to stay grounded, get inspired, and keep growing no matter how full your calendar gets. So if you're chasing your dreams and figuring it out as you go, this is your space to stay motivated and keep building. So tune in every week for new episodes. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Booked, Busy, and Building, the podcast where we talk about building the life you actually want. Today we're talking all about creation over consumption, how to stop this endless scrolling, and why this might actually be the thing to help move that needle further in your life. I feel like it's very obvious, we all know we are living in an era and in an age where everything is digital. Everything is online, everything is on our phones. It is impossible to go anywhere without seeing anybody on their phone. Whether it's somebody at the park scrolling, you see somebody on their phone on a literal phone call or a FaceTime while they're outside. You're waiting at the train station and people are on their phone scrolling. You hear somebody on TikTok or on YouTube Shorts. We are all obsessed, scrolling endlessly into this mindless loop without even knowing what it is that you're watching or just being on your phone just to be on your phone. This habit can be stopped. This habit can actually be broke. And that's why I really want to dive into it in today's episode on why maybe we feel stuck because we're comparing ourselves to what we're seeing online. We feel stuck because we feel like other people are doing more than we are. And so maybe I need to kick it up a notch. And then you do it for a week and then you drop off. Or maybe you see that someone else accomplished something it is that you wanted and now there's no room for you. Or maybe someone else got their dream car or their dream job on LinkedIn and now there's no room for you. Like, all of these things are false when you finally put the phone down and you finally focus on what it is that you want to do, who it is that you want to be, and where it is that you want to go. You can make such good progress within your life, and this can be truly one of the best things that you do, not just for your goals and your future self, but also for your confidence. Before we dive into the episode, you know at the beginning, we always do our weekly Booked, Busy, and Building check-in, which are 3 things to ask yourself. So number 1 is, what opportunities are you stepping into this week and how are you staying booked? I am stepping into doing things even if I don't feel like it. So I have a great example was from last night, kind of like going into this morning. I went to sleep very early last night. I normally, over the last couple of months, have been sleeping a little bit later than I would normally like, but last night I was super intentional. I was like, I'm going to get off my computer at this time. I'm going to wash my hair, shower, and then get in bed. I'm going to read. I'm going to journal. I'm going to do my prayer book. Like, I wanted last night to be super intentional. And when I have nights like that, I get so happy because I'm like, this is exactly what it is that I want to do. It's just so much harder to actually do the thing than actually just thinking about it. Like, every night I'll be like, I want to journal, I want to do my prayer book, I want to read, and it's so much easier to think that than actually doing it. So last night I was like, I'm going to be super intentional, I'm going to do it, and that's exactly what I did. I got in bed around maybe 8 o'clock-ish, and then I journaled, I did the book, I read a little bit, and by 9:30, it was lights out. I was so tired. My boyfriend was literally at the gym, and I fell asleep before he even came home. He came home, lights were off, I was knocked out. And this morning, I ended up waking up at 5:40 to go to the gym. And by 7:30, I was home. I was about to shower. I had went and got fresh bagels for breakfast. I could not be happier with the way that today has been set up. Later in the day, I have an Amica event in New York, in Brooklyn, so I'm going to go there. And it's just I set myself up so great for today, but it literally started last night. And so obviously I like to go to sleep late sometimes. I like to be on my iPad and play games or watch a YouTube video or do a little bit of late work, but stepping into those uncomfortable moments where even if you don't want to do something but you still do it can be such a benefit. And that's exactly what I had to do last night to set me up for this morning, and I'm so happy that I did that. Number 2 is, what is taking up your time and energy right now and what is keeping you busy? So I am genuinely so focused on being in tunnel vision mode and really continuing to just show up for myself even if I don't see the results. And I'm actually going to post a YouTube video about this later throughout this week. If you guys are not subscribed to my personal YouTube channel, it's literally just my first and last name. Just really focusing on being in that tunnel vision mode and still going through even if I'm not seeing things around me happening immediately, because just because it's not happening right in front of me does not mean that things are not happening in the back end. And number 3, what are you intentionally working towards for your future self and building? So I am really working towards paying off these student loans and really going through with the plan. I know that this could have been like a more fun answer, but it is literally just the honest truth. Yesterday I was doing my finances and I paid off one of my credit cards. I did one of my student loan payments. I put money into my high yield savings account. I do a stock investment every single Friday. Like, I am really all about my finances and investing in myself and my future. And so my student loans are like my biggest hurdle right now. And I'm just so like laser focused on getting that done. So making that payment yesterday and like seeing the balance slowly go down just made me so happy, because I don't make a ton of money yet, but I'm using every dollar that I have and every dollar that I can to try to get that balance lower, because once that's paid off, I'm just going to be literally so happy. Tip number 1 is understand what creation over consumption actually means. So this does not mean you are deleting all of your social media apps, or you're going off the grid, or you post one of those Instagram stories with like a black screen and you're like, if you want to reach me, text me, or like, I need to be off the social media for the next few weeks. Like, we all know those people. We may even be those people ourselves, or we used to do that in high school or wherever, but it is not about those moments. It is about being intentional with where your energy is going and really recognizing the difference between I am passively consuming and scrolling every single day and it's literally doing nothing for me, versus actively creating and doing it between your day-to-day life. So a great example of this is with how I've used social media. So even though I am a content creator and I work with brands and I have really cool opportunities that pop up, I am not on my phone 24/7 all day. Of course, I have to see what trends and stuff are happening, but 95% of the time I'm not posting trend related content. I am posting things about my day-to-day life and vlogs and what I'm doing, how I'm working towards my dreams and goals, what's going on. Like, that is a majority of my content. And so I know if I am not filming, there is no need to be on my phone and like scroll and see what is going on. Sometimes I have those moments, I want to take a little bit of a break. Maybe I've been doing work for 2 hours and I just want to scroll and see what's going on. That is perfectly fine. But I realized like I need to build that balance between I am just going to be creating content, I'm just going to be on my phone to film, versus I am just mindlessly scrolling. And I do the same thing at night. Like if I don't want to get off my phone and I want to keep scrolling versus picking up my Kindle, I literally need to have a conversation with myself in my head. And I'm like, you are literally not benefiting from anything it is that you're watching. You're just doing it because you're too lazy to pick up your Kindle that is not even 2 feet away. So when you literally have those moments where you get real with yourself and you're like, I am understanding there's a difference here, that is when, like I said, you notice the difference between there is a reason I'm doing this versus there's a reason I'm not. I'm just lazy and I just simply want to scroll. So be intentional with where that energy is going. Like if there is no reason for you to open up TikTok or Instagram, then there is no need. Put your phone on DND, turn the notifications off for the apps. Like that is literally what I do. Like I have no notifications on for Instagram or TikTok or any social media app except YouTube and Pinterest, which like, I don't even know if that really counts, but like YouTube, I'm always keeping my notifications on to see when podcast episodes go live or when my favorite YouTubers post or reading recs, like all of those different things. And for Pinterest, it's notifications on people pinning things or different things that are happening on there, or like come get inspiration here. So it's like I am very intentional with where my time is going, especially because I work in social media. The algorithm, like it's literally designed to keep you scrolling. Like it wants you to keep finding videos and to keep consuming content. And it is literally this endless loop and this endless hole. And that is why a lot of people may not even realize it, but they are in this constant consumption mode where they are just scrolling and looking and intaking information, and it's warping your reality. It's making you think, I need to accomplish this because this person did it, or I need to buy this because this person did it. Oh, this TikTok video says this item is going to change your life, and then now I need to go and buy this. Like, no. Make an identity shift and start saying, you are this. Like, I am a creator. This is what I do. I do not scroll all of the time. I am not constantly intaking information it is that I don't need. And even if it requires you to delete the social media apps for a weekend or get that device called like a brick where it literally bricks your phone and you are locked away from social media and stuff, like even if you have to do that, that is perfectly fine. Like some people need that moment to really be like, this is literally taking over my life. But have an identity shift with who it is that you want to be. Maybe you're scrolling too much, but your dream in life is to be a business owner. So you're like, I am a business owner. I am an entrepreneur. Start identifying as that and stop being on the phone. Maybe you want to write a book. Start identifying as I am an author. I write. When I have free time, I pick up a book and I read. I do research on other authors it is that I like. Like when you shift your identity and you move towards where it is that you actually want to be in life and you start identifying as that person or that thing, that is when I really feel like you can start to see the most change. Because when I realized I wanted to get into content creation and I wanted to work with brands, I woke up every day and identified as I am a content creator. I show up here. I film this. I film that. I do XYZ. And it made it easier to show up every day because I was already telling myself that I am this thing. And it's literally like simple manifestation. It's simple mindset shifts, law of assumption, all of those different things, but it's like literally just locking into that mentality. Number 2 is recognize how scrolling is lowering your self-belief and confidence. So this is something I actually went through for a little bit when I was like really in my scrolling phase and my scrolling era, and I was just like, I need to see what everyone is up to. I didn't even realize this, but every hour that you spend watching other people build their dream life, watching other people get what it is that they want, or watching people just put like one foot in front of the other, that is 1 hour less towards you building your dream life. And that gap between I'm seeing this person do this versus I'm over here, that gap in between creates so much self-doubt, creates so much comparison and jealousy. And it's like, it is slowly lowering your confidence and your self-belief because again, you're watching all of these people, you're seeing what they're doing and you're like, oh, they're doing it, so now there's no room for me. Or they were able to do it first, now I can't. When that literally cannot be further from the truth. And comparison culture and being jealous and all these different things, like I feel like a lot of it is really tied to what you consume and what you're watching and what you're intaking and what you are spending your time doing. If you are someone that shows up every day and you do exactly what it is that you want or that you say it is that you want to do, like for example, you want to really focus more on your health and wellness, so you wake up every day and you lock in, you go to the gym, you want to be more of a reader, you wake up every day and you have your book on the table, you take your book everywhere with you and you read. Or you're someone that wants to be a content creator, so you show up every day and you film and you edit and you post and you do these things or whatever. Like if you are the person that shows up and does all the things it is that you say you want to do versus you are just the person who is on the side kind of watching everyone else do their thing, you are always going to be living in that delusional mindset where you are like, something could happen, but you are not actively working towards it. And there's a difference between delusional and doing work versus being delusional and not doing work at all. Like you can sit down and write all the things it is that you want to accomplish. You can have the vision board, you can have the journal, you can have all these different things. But if you are not literally taking action and showing up every day to get closer to your dreams, even if you don't know what step it is that you should take, then you are not going to get any closer than where you were yesterday. So the more time you spend online, the more that you're like, I need to change this, I need to buy that, I need this t-shirt, I need these shoes, I need the best phone, I need this. Like you are just building yourself off of what you are seeing online. And when you are just scrolling and looking at things endlessly, I feel like that even leads to just more uninspiration and you're just more overwhelmed than when you actually began. So instead of watching other people's success and using it as like, now there's no room for me or now I can't accomplish this, look at it as this is motivation. This is proof that if somebody else has this thing or somebody else accomplished this, then I can also do the same thing. Focus on creation and filling up your own cup and filling up your life with all the things it is that you love, even if it is imperfect, because that is going to build your confidence. That is going to build self-trust. That is going to make you excited to want to wake up every day and go out and see what can the world offer me today. It is, again, literally mindset manifestation shifts on like, wake up and say, what good things can happen to me today? Today is going to be a great day. Today is going to bring amazing things. An amazing opportunity is going to happen to me today. Like just go out there in the world and be positive, be excited for what can happen, because having that mindset and walking with that faith, even if you don't know what is going to happen, can still make something happen. Like even if you are not the biggest content creator, but you wake up every day and you're like, I'm still going to post and I'm still going to keep showing up, one day that hard work is going to pay off. Same thing with entrepreneurship. Maybe you're like, no one has bought from my business today. I haven't made a sale today. But what if in a year you're like, I have so many sales, I don't know what to do. Like, life can change so fast, especially when we don't know it. So it's like all you have to do is just keep showing up and just keep doing what you say it is that you want to do. One day, all of the work is going to pay off. I promise. Even if you don't know when, even if you don't know how, just trust the process and trust that faith. Number 3 is make practical daily shifts into your identity. So we've been talking a little bit about identity and who it is that you want to be and the mindset it is that you are shifting into becoming. But it is also about the daily habits and the daily things you are doing every day to show up as that person. So you don't need a full Pinterest rebrand. You don't need to start waking up at 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. to get started on this. What are these small intentional habits that you can start doing starting today to get closer to where it is that you want to be? Continue to have that mindset of create first, consume later. Create first, consume later. And creating also doesn't need to mean that you are setting up your phone or you're setting up a tripod and you're recording yourself. Like, that does not need to also be creation. It can also be maybe learning first. Like, maybe you pick up your book or you pick up something to read before you start scrolling. Or maybe you want to have a silent morning, like no phone, no book, no nothing, just you and your thoughts and just you alone. Maybe even some music in the back, like whatever it may be. Creation does not need to mean that you are filming and that you are posting something and you're putting it out there in the world. It can just be you having that one-on-one time with whatever it is that you want it to be. So think of maybe what is one thing that I can do to create today? What is one thing I can do to learn or be a little bit better than who I was yesterday? And go out there and just start. You do not need to have out of this world ideas or crazy outside the box things in order to just start putting one foot in front of the other. Like, so many people are just getting up and they're trying something and they're failing and they're getting up and trying again. And that is literally the blueprint for everybody who has ever been successful, whether it is an entrepreneur or a creator or an artist, an athlete. Like, people just get up and try, and people are afraid to get up and try because they are afraid of failure. They're afraid of embarrassment. They don't want it to seem like, hey, look, I'm trying and I'm doing all of this work, and someone online is like, hey, you didn't accomplish this thing, or hey, you didn't do that. Like, nobody is watching us the way that we are watching us. Nobody is our biggest hater or our biggest motivator more than ourselves. Like, the way that we can switch up on ourselves so fast is so funny, because I have so many of those moments. Like, one day I'm like, yeah, I'm on top of the world. Next week I'm like, I'm back down. I'm like, I'm shutting everything down. This is not going to work. But having those up and down moments is literally part of just being a creator. It's part of just being a creative in general, or somebody that wants more out of this life. You are always going to be facing up and downs. So when you're thinking about your daily time or your daily routines, start including different strategies or different ways that you can try to get closer to where it is that you want to be. For example, time blocking. I love time blocking. I will literally put a 1-hour timer on my phone. I've done this in my YouTube videos where I'm like, for the next hour, I'm just going to do a focus mode. I'm just going to do a focus hour on this or that. I'm going to plan out all of my YouTube videos for June. I'm going to plan out this. Like, have focus modes like that, but you're literally time blocking your day and your schedule to just focus on that one thing. Turn your ideas, even the most random ones that you maybe come up with at midnight or in the middle of the night or in the morning or wherever it is. Like, if you have an idea that comes to you, write it down, build up on that later in the day. I get so many random ideas for YouTube videos and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to film it. Like, this morning I was like, I want to do a sit down YouTube video and just have a coffee chat where I make my coffee and talk to you guys about what it's like to be an ambitious girl and what it's like to sometimes struggle and have day-to-day life problems and all these different things. And now I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go and film that, because why not? So when you have random ideas, just literally act upon it. You never know what can come from that. And sometimes those are the things that can actually lead you closer to where it is that you want to be, even if you didn't expect it. So instead of having this scrolling time, or instead of always being on your phone and doing things that you don't even know what it is that you're consuming, start changing that up and think, this 1 hour of being on TikTok could have been 1 hour reading my book. It could have been 1 hour of going on a walk or listening to a podcast or whatever it may be. Just have little intentional moments and intentional habits that you are doing every day to get you closer to where it is that you want to be. Last but not least, tip number 4 is commit to consistent creation and learning, and watch everything compound. So when you show up regularly, when you are consistent with whatever it is that you want to do, even when it is imperfect, even when nobody is watching, even when when you're not getting the validation or the recognition it is that you want, you are building up on your skills, you're building up on your confidence, and all of these opportunities are going to start to grow and come. And I have mentioned this in many of my episodes, and I'm going to mention it again, that I have this specific quote that is on my phone, which literally says, "It takes years, then it happens all at once." Like, I literally have my phone out, I'm reading it straight. I've had that as my wallpaper for as long as I can remember, and I always remind myself of this. I'm like, it is going to take years, then it's going to happen all at once. You don't know the when or the how, why certain things are going to happen, but just go and do something. Done is always going to be better than perfect. Like, that is the most important rule that I think anyone can follow. Just get something done. Just do something. Just show up. And this is my own proof for myself with content creation, is like, I keep trying, I keep getting up, I keep showing up and seeing what works and what doesn't. But again, it doesn't even need to just be with content creation. It can be with anything it is that you want to do in this life, whether it is, like I said, reading, you want to be an author, you want to be a teacher, you want to be a dentist, like whatever you want to do or be in this life, there is room, there is time, anything can happen. And if someone else has the life it is that you want, it does not mean that there is any less room for you. Like, we can all really go towards our dreams. We can all go towards whatever it is that we want, but we need to make those little steps every single day and start showing up. This compound effect of just showing up and being consistent is always going to overpower the person that does it maybe once or twice a week over the person that always has the idea in their head and they never actually take action. Like, if you say that you want to do something, go out there and do it. Of course, the hardest part is taking action, but again, that's just with anything in life. So the opportunities, the connections, the growth, all the things it is that you want and that you envision are going to come from putting yourself out there and trying and doing something and just making your name and your face and whatever it is that you're doing, making it known. Again, we all have different goals and dreams. We all have different things we want to accomplish. So take this with like a grain of salt towards whatever it is that you want. It doesn't need to be content or being an influencer, whatever. The bottom line is that you were not meant to just watch other people build, to just watch other people go after their dreams and goals. You were meant to also have something to do. You were meant to also make something and go out there in the world and have something to share. So close the phone, close the social media apps, put down all the things that are not helping you get closer towards where you want to be, and go create something. Go after the life it is that you want, because we all have the power to get to where it is that we want to be, whether it is going to take years or however long it may be. We have the power to do it, but we have to start now. Thanks for tuning in to Booked, Busy, and Building, where we keep it real, stay growing, and are always showing up for ourselves. Remember that you're not behind, you're in the middle of becoming, so keep building what matters, and the life you want is already yours. And until next time, stay booked, stay busy, and keep building.